Let me ask you something. You walk into a room. Maybe it's a party, a coffee shop, a work event. Doesn't matter. There's a woman there. Attractive. Your type. And within about 30 seconds, before you said a single word, she's already formed an impression of you. Not a final judgment, but an impression, a feeling. And that feeling, it's going to color every single interaction you have with her after that. Now here's what most guys don't understand. They think attraction is built through what you say, the right opener, the right joke, the right line. So they spend all this energy rehearsing words, crafting texts, figuring out what to say next. And meanwhile, the real signals, the ones she's already picking up on, are going completely unmanaged. Bruh, she noticed before you opened your mouth. That's what this video is about. 6 things women clock about you almost instantly. Not because they're judging you harshly, not because it's unfair, but because attraction is emotional. It's instinctive. And if you understand what's actually being read, you can stop leaving it to chance. Let's get into it. 1. How you carry your body. Here's the first thing, and it's the most obvious one, but most guys still get it wrong. Your posture, your walk, the way you hold yourself when you think nobody's watching. Picture this. 2 guys walk into the same bar, same height, same clothes. Guy 1 walks in slightly hunched, scanning the room quickly, almost like he's checking if it's safe to be there. Guy 2 walks in upright, relaxed pace, looks around like he owns a little piece of that room. Not arrogantly, just settled. Who do you think she noticed? Here's the truth. Body language communicates status before you say anything. And status, in an instinctive sense, is attractive. Not money, not titles. Status as in, this man is comfortable in his own skin. This man doesn't shrink. The takeaway is simple. Slow down. Take up your natural space. Walk like you've been somewhere and you're going somewhere. Shoulders back, not forced, just not collapsed. Head level, eyes forward. You're not performing. You're just present. 2. Whether your eyes are searching or settled. Pay attention to this one, because it's subtle and it matters more than most guys realize. Your eyes tell a story, and women read that story fast. There's a difference between a man whose eyes are calm and focused and a man whose eyes are constantly scanning, shifting, looking around the room. One feels secure. One feels desperate, even if you have no idea you're doing it. You know that guy who walks in and immediately starts scanning for approval, checking who's there, who's looking at him, whether he's being noticed? That anxious scanning energy is palpable. She feels it. It reads as, I need validation from this room. Compare that to the man who comes in, orders his drink, looks around easily and without urgency. His gaze lands where it lands, and he's unbothered by where it doesn't. That man feels like he's already okay, like he doesn't need the room to give him anything. Here's the psychological reality. Neediness is repellent, not because women are cruel, but because deep down, everyone, men and women, is drawn to people who aren't desperately seeking approval. It signals that you have something going on internally, that you're filled up. The takeaway. Next time you enter a space, let your eyes settle before they search. Look because you're curious, not because you're hunting for validation. 3. How you treat people around you. This one hits different. Listen, she's not just watching you. She's watching how you move through a social environment, how you talk to the bartender, how you respond when someone bumps into you, whether you're kind to people who can't do anything for you. I'm telling you right now, this is one of the fastest character assessments a person can make, and it's accurate. If you're warm and easy with people around you, not performatively, not loudly, just genuinely relaxed and decent, that says something powerful. It says this man isn't threatened by ordinary people. He's not performing status by being cold or dismissive. He's secure enough to be kind. On the flip side, if you're dismissive with the waiter and then suddenly charming when you want something, she clocked that within minutes. And once she's clocked it, it doesn't unhook from her perception. Think about the last time you saw someone be genuinely warm to a stranger for no reason. Remember how it felt? Good energy is magnetic. Decency is attractive. The masculine takeaway here isn't be nice to impress women. That's the wrong frame. Be decent because that's who you are, because you're secure enough not to perform status through coldness. The attractive quality isn't the niceness itself, it's the security underneath it. 4. Your voice and how you use it. This one gets overlooked constantly, and it is absolutely being noticed. Not just what you say, how you say it, the pace, the volume, the confidence underneath the words. Here's a real scenario. You finally talk to her, and your first sentence comes out slightly rushed, slightly higher pitched than normal, because you're nervous. That's human, that happens. But if that nervous energy stays in your voice, if every sentence feels like you're asking permission to be speaking, that's going to create friction. Contrast that with a man who speaks at his own pace, who doesn't race his words to fill silence, who lets a pause just sit there without trying to kill it with more talking. That kind of voice suggests calm, control, no desperation to fill the space. You ever notice how some men can say something completely ordinary and it just sounds solid? And another guy can say something clever and it still sounds uncertain. The words matter less than the energy behind them. The takeaway: slow down when you speak, not artificially, just don't race. Let your sentences finish before the next one starts. Silence is not awkward if you're not making it awkward. A man who's comfortable with silence is a man who doesn't need to fill every moment with validation. Your voice is an instrument. Practice using it like you own it. 5. Whether you have a presence or just an appearance. Here's where it gets interesting, because this one is harder to fake and harder to explain. But stay with me. There's a difference between a man who looks good and a man who feels significant. Women notice this almost immediately, and most guys don't understand why the first one doesn't automatically become the second. Presence is not about looks. It's about direction, purpose, the sense that this man has something going on in his life that matters to him. Think about it from a completely practical angle. When you have something you're genuinely building, a project, a skill, a vision for where you're going, your energy changes. You're not empty and available for any distraction. You're not sitting around waiting for something to fill your life up. You've already got something in there. That fullness shows. It affects how you stand, how you speak, whether you're easily rattled. It makes you less available, in the best way possible. Not cold, not dismissive, just not desperate. And here's the thing, bro. You can't fake this long term. She might not be able to name exactly what she's picking up on, but she's picking up on whether you have a life or whether you're looking for one. The takeaway: build something, not to impress anyone. Build it because a man with purpose is fundamentally more attractive than a man who is waiting around to be given direction by life. Your mission makes you magnetic, not your muscles, not your car, your direction. And this last one, this is the one most guys completely miss. And honestly, it might be the most important one on this list. Pay attention. How do you respond when something doesn't go your way in a social situation? When there's awkwardness, when she gives a short answer, or someone makes a comment that lands weird, or a situation gets uncomfortable? Most guys fold, or they over-explain, or they go quiet in a way that creates more tension, or they try to immediately fix the discomfort with a joke that doesn't land. Here's what she's clocking. Not whether everything went smoothly, how you responded when it didn't. Emotional regulation is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have, full stop. Not because women want you to be robotic, but because a man who can stay calm under social pressure, that's a man who can handle real pressure. Imagine this. You're talking and she goes quiet for a beat. Most guys panic internally. They rush to fill it. They ask a question too fast. They laugh nervously. The energy spikes upward in this anxious way. Now imagine instead, you just let it sit. You stay relaxed. You look at her with a kind of easy calm, no urgency, no scrambling. Maybe you take a sip of your drink. Maybe you smile slightly.
The message that sends, without saying a word, is, I'm not rattled by this. I don't need to control every moment. That is composure. And composure is deeply, instinctively attractive. The reframe here is this. You're not here to perform. You're not here to get a perfect score on every social interaction. You're here to connect. And connection doesn't require perfection. It requires presence and calm. When you stop needing every moment to go flawlessly, you stop leaking anxiety into the room. And that stillness, she feels it, and she will remember it. Here's the summary. Let me bring it home. 6 things. Body language, your eyes, how you treat people, your voice, your presence and purpose, and your composure under pressure. None of this is about performing masculinity. None of it is about tricks or tactics. Every single thing on this list points back to one core idea. A grounded man who knows who he is and where he's going, who doesn't need the room to approve of him, who is kind without being soft and calm without being cold. That man is noticed immediately without having to say a word. You can't shortcut your way to that energy with a line. You earn it by actually building it, by doing the internal work, by having a direction, managing your reactions, treating people right, and showing up in your body with some intention. That's the work, and it's worth doing. Now look, if you want to go deeper on the presence side of this, I've got a video on how to build genuine confidence from the inside out, not the performed version, the real thing. Go check that out after this. And I want to hear from you. Drop it in the comments. Which one of these 6 things do you think you need to work on the most right now? Be honest. That honesty is the first step. Take care of yourself. Stay grounded. I'll see you in the next one.